Okay, here's my UFC 109 review. I'm going to say who won, preliminary bouts, and the main bouts, and then we'll talk about it. So, let's get this going. Holes Gracie versus Joey Beltran. I got Beltran second round TKO. Gracie showed horrible cardio and horrible stand-up. I think the UFC is going to keep him for one more fight because he's a Gracie. But, wow. Tim Hague versus Chris Tuchner. Didn't see this one, but Tuchner won by unanimous decision. Brian Stann versus Phil Davis. Davis won by decision. Showed that he's a great wrestler, and I think he's going to be the John Jones of 2010. Rob Emerson versus Felipe Nover. Emerson won by decision. Now the Spike TV bouts. Melvin Guillard versus Ronnie Torres. Guillard won on unanimous decision. Could have gone to Torres too. Should have been fight of the night, I think. I think this was much better than Chael Sonnen and Marquardt, but I think because Sonnen got that cut in his forehead and still took Marquardt down, and then Marquardt almost got that guillotine, I think that's why they gave it to him. But I think Guillard's showing that he's improved his ground game. He fought a world-class jiu-jitsu guy in Ronnie Torres and pulled it through. So Torres, I was impressed with his stand-up and his chin. So I thought this was fight of the night. Didn't happen. But I'm impressed with both fighters. Next one, Mac Danzig versus Justin Buchholz. Sadly, I thought the loser of this would get cut, and it was Buchholz that lost. Danzig won a unanimous decision. Nothing officials came out yet, but I think Buchholz and Frank Trigg are going to be on that cut list. Mac Danzig, not impressed. Never have, never. I'm not going to say never will, but I'm just not impressed with them. I like to see Mac Danzig because, well, George Sotiropoulos, they were both on the Ultimate Fighter 6. I like to see George Sotiropoulos fight Mac Danzig next. Win or lose, because George Sotiropoulos fights at the end of this month against Joe Stevenson. So if George win or lose, I'd like to see Sotiropoulos versus Danzig. So now to the main bouts. The first fight was Matt Serra versus Frank Trigg. Serra got a first round KO. Well deserving a knockout of the night. Frank Trigg, I think his game plan was to stay on the outside, throw combinations, keep Serra away, and it was working. And he was hitting Serra in the head too. I was kind of thinking, oh shit, Trigg might win this fight. And then Serra came in just that one time, and that's all Serra needed. Threw that right hand, and Trigg went down. What's next for Trigg? I think he's done. Not only in the UFC, but in MMA. I don't even see him a contender in Strikeforce Stream. Maybe the smaller organizations, but in the big ones, I don't see it. Serra, I think he's going to be a gatekeeper at 170. I don't see him in the title picture. Never will. The only reason he got the title fight against GSP because he won the Ultimate Fighter. And he fought fighters that were not high caliber on the Ultimate Fighter. So that wasn't really saying much. But he did beat GSP, so that is saying something. And then he has heavy hands, so that is giving him something. I don't think the UFC is going to cut Serra. I really don't. I think he's the gatekeeper. I'd like to see Serra fight the winner of Diego Sanchez, John Hathaway, which takes place at 114. So that's what I'd like to see. Sorry. Next, Damian Maia versus Dan Miller. To be honest, this fight had boring written all over it. It did. A lot of people were like, oh, Maia's going to destroy Miller. We're going to be a first-round submission. Easy. And Miller showed that he's a black belt. He didn't get it out of a Cracker Jack box. He's deserving of a black belt. Damian Maia obviously is a world-class jiu-jitsu, and he could not submit Dan Miller. He tried. To be honest, he tried. But just did not happen. It was a boring fight because it turned into a stand-up bout, and these guys aren't really up there in the stand-up game. They're both mediocre, both okay stand-up, and it showed. Maia showed that he's improved his stand-up. It's not there yet, but it's almost there. No, not even almost. He has a little ways to go. Dan Miller, I think after this defeat, is going to be extremely dangerous. Whoever fights Dan Miller next, I'm going to feel sorry for, to be honest. I think whoever he fights next is going to get submitted quick and fast. We could see the return of the killer guillotine. We could. What's next with Damian Maia? I want to discuss Maia with when I talk about Chael Sonnen, just the 185-pound division, just period. I'll discuss it then. Next, Paulo Thiago versus Mike Swick. Paulo Thiago, second round submission with the awesome Darce choke. Submission of the night, same thing, well deserving of it. Before this fight, I was wondering how Swick mentally, is he 100% mentally? I don't think he was. After that fight with Dan Hardy, I don't think he was back there mentally. I think Swick needs to take a vacation. Sorry. When UFC likes a fighter, they kind of, after a loss, they give you an easier opponent. And I think that's what they're going to do with Swick. Who's it going to be? I don't know. I can't even take a guess. Because I think Swick needs to take a break from mixed martial arts for a while, get his head straight, and then come back strong. I really don't know. Paulo Thiago, I like to see him fight one more time and then get that #1 contender fight. I would actually like to see him fight, if Thiago Alves loses to John Fitch, I'd like to see him fight Thiago Alves. How about Paulo Thiago versus Thiago Alves? I think that'd be a good fight, to be honest. Let's see. Maybe he can fight the winner of Josh Koscheck, Paul Daly. It was originally supposed to be Paulo Thiago versus Josh Koscheck, so that could happen too. But I think I'd rather see Thiago versus Thiago Alves. Next, Nate Marquardt versus Chael Sonnen was the co-main event, and Sonnen won a unanimous decision, taking Marquardt down all 3 rounds and just ground and pound. Now that Marquardt lost, what's next for Marquardt? Well, let me start with Sonnen first. Yeah, I'll start with Sonnen. Now this is what we have. This is what I see in the UFC that we have at 185. This is who we have. We have Chael Sonnen, who just beat Nate Marquardt. We have Damian Maia, who just beat Dan Miller. Then we have a fight at the end of this card, Michael Bisping versus Wanderlei Silva. So we have 4 fighters. Now I know you're talking about Michael Bisping, Wanderlei Silva. What are you talking about? This is who we are. This is who we have. Yushin Okami, who just lost against Chael Sonnen, and he fights at the Fight Night 21. I forgot who he fights. I think it's that Lucianary Lunharis guy. And then you have Akiyama. I don't even know, where has he been? I haven't seen him since UFC 100, I think. So we have that, and then you have Paul Harris, and then you have Belcher, but that's who we have. That's who we have in the 185-pound division. That's not much. So we only have Sonnen, Maia, Bisping, and Silva, to be honest. That's pretty much all we have. If Yushin Okami dominates at 21, then we put Okami back in that picture. But the UFC 185-pound division is weak. And whoever fights Anderson Silva, whoever fights the winner of Silva Belfort, I think is going to get beat. But right now, I'd give Chael Sonnen probably the... Even though Sonnen did lose to Maia, I still would give it to him. I think I think he's improved since the Maia loss. I think that Maia loss kind of woke up the monster in Sonnen, and I think Sonnen's going to fight the winner of Belfort Silva. What's next for Nate Marquardt? If Yushin Okami wins, Nate Marquardt versus Yushin Okami, I'd like to see that one probably. But that's pretty much about it. Maybe Nate Marquardt versus the winner of Michael Bisping, Wanderlei Silva, that too. Now the main event, Randy Couture, Mark Coleman. Couture won second round submission, his 3rd submission of his career. He likes to submit wrestlers. Mike Van Arsdale, now Coleman. What's next for Randy Couture? I have no idea. To be truthfully honest, what is next for Randy? He could fight Rich Franklin. I think that might be a good fight. So I'll say Rich Franklin. That was the card. It was okay. I wasn't expecting great. It wasn't great. I wasn't expecting it, but it was okay. So I did not do my predictions because I had family issues, family health I had to take care of. I will make 110 predictions, but that's it. There's my review of UFC 109. Good night. Congratulations to the New Orleans Saints winning the Super Bowl. I'm out. See you later.